Alright, so here's the second part we're going to learn today. Okay, so the question is find sine of 2 theta, cosine of 2 theta, tangent of 2 theta if cosine of theta equals 5 over 13 and theta is between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. Okay, so the first mistake is you cannot just say cosine of 2 theta is 10 over 26. You can't just multiply it. Okay, it doesn't work like that, alright? We have to actually use the formulas, but before that, I need to build my triangle, and we've done this before, where if I call this theta, this is my adjacent, my opposite, and my hypotenuse, and I know cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so this would be 5 and this would be 13. Using Pythagorean theorem, I can figure out what O is. And I get O squared is 144, so when I square root it, I get O is equal to 12. So this is 12. Okay. Now that's going to help me because I know what cosine is. I need to figure out what sine and tangent is. Okay, so cosine of theta is 5 over 13. Sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. And tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. Okay. Now, how's that going to help us? Very simple. Sine of 2 theta, since that's one of the questions they want us to ask, the formula tells us that sine of 2 theta equals 2 sine of theta cosine of theta. So 2, well, what's sine of theta? Sine of theta is 12 over 13. Cosine of theta is 5 over 13. Now, forgot to mention this part right here. 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. So let's go to my unit circle. 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi is this section right here. And that tells me that cosine is positive. So if cosine is positive, that means my sine and my tangent are negative. So this would be negative. Then just go ahead and do the math if you have your calculator. 2 times negative 12 divided by 13 times 5 over 13 gives me some decimal, math, fraction, and it tells me that this actually equals negative 120 over 169. Cosine of 2 theta. Then we have options. Choose any one that you want. Okay. For this example, I would choose 2 cosine squared of theta minus 1. You could use either one. Okay, so 2. Well, what's cosine of theta? Cosine of theta is 5 over 13 squared minus 1. Again, put that in the calculator if you have it. 2 parentheses 5 divided by 13 parentheses squared minus 1. gives us a decimal, change it to a fraction, and it tells me that this equals negative 119 over 169. Okay, just to show you that if I had used the other way, 1 minus sine squared of u, theta I mean, this would have been 1 minus, well, sine is negative 12 over 13 squared. If I put that in the calculator, 1 minus parentheses negative 12 divided by 13 squared. You should get the same answer. Oh wait, sorry. Forgot the 2 here. Okay, that works. Still get negative 119 over 169. Okay, so now the tangent part, tangent of 2 theta equals 2 tangent of theta over 1 minus tangent squared of theta. Okay, 2, well, tangent of theta in this one is negative 12 over 5. Over 1 minus negative 12 over 5 squared. Okay, so I'll break it down this way. I'll do the top first, 2 parentheses, negative 12 divided by 5. The top will give me negative 24 over 5. Then I do the bottom, 1 minus parentheses, negative 12 divided by 5 squared. That gives me negative 119 over 25. Divide that. Negative 24 divided by 5. Make sure you put that in parentheses. Divide that by parentheses negative 119 divided by 25. And this gives us 120 over 119. Real simple. Alright, so let me stop this video for a second. You should be able to do uh, 21 through 24. Sorry, just do 21 through 23.